Alright, peace and blessings, y'all. This is Orion Sohon. Uh, just giving you guys a check-in. This is like a raw recording right now. Giving you guys an update on just really how my amateur career is going right now. It's currently October 31st. I just came back from Cherokee, North Carolina from the IKF East Coast Classic and just wanted to really give you guys some insights on just my whole complete experience there. And I'll start by saying this that I took my first L, um, took my first loss of my amateur career. Our record is currently sitting at 2-1 right now. But it was a beautiful experience for me, just to get out there and see the competition, get to see where I'm at, and get to see just like where I can be at and where I can, how much more work that I have to do. I wanted to get on here and explain just a few lessons that I've learned, just one throughout this camp, two just the experience that I had, and one being new into a amateur fighter's career, and taking my first loss. I'm pretty sure that any of you guys watching, for my amateur fighters, that I don't know what your records are. You could be undefeated right now. You could have a couple losses under your belt, a few wins under your belt. But as you guys know, this is a very, very, very long journey, and it is a self rewarding journey, I would say. And I just wanted to get on here and just give you guys just my experience, a few lessons that I've learned, and things I'm gonna take with me into the next camp, into the next competition. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I'll start by just the quick rundown. If you guys don't know what the IKF is, that is the International Kickboxing Federation. They hold a few East Coast classics as well as West Coast classics, but I sit around the East Coast. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. So, me and the team, we drove up to Cherokee, North Carolina, just to run the hands. And like I said, by far, really, really beautiful experience. Hands down, just the way that the event was put together. Um, just for the competition that came out there. Just good vibes. Everybody's there for the work, and it was. I'm truly grateful to be around just all the individuals that I met, and and the experience that I had. But to get straight to the point, um, taking my first L was not a pleasing experience. I lost in a unanimous decision. So for anybody that doesn't know what that means, we held two, no, I'm sorry, three 2-minute rounds, and pretty much unanimous decision means you lost every single round. And even still now, fresh couple days off the loss, that is not what I really want to be saying across this camera right now. I don't feel like no competitive fighter that really loves what they do would really want to say that. But much respect is given to my opponent. Much respect is given to his camp. Much respect is given to his team. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of lessons that I was able to take away from, one, being in a ring, and two, just my preparation throughout the whole camp. Um, I fought at a super lightweight division, so that held in between the weight of 132 and 137, and I came in weighing around 135. Now my walk around weight, I typically walk around 150. So for this camp, it was my first cut. My first two fights this year, I fought at 145. So me and my team, we decided to say, hey, you were successful at 145. I didn't have to do like a drastic cut. So we were like, hey, see what type of noise you can make at 135. And throughout just my journey throughout fighting, I've been able to learn that there's not going to be a lot of things that's going to go your way per se. You have to control what you can control. And, throughout this camp, I would say that, fighting all year, my mind, is still fresh to this, fresh to the competition, fresh to the training, fresh to the lifestyle. And being a fighter takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of mental resilience that you must have because especially being an amateur, you still got life going on. And I talked about that in one of my previous videos on this channel, the truths and harsh realities about being a fighter. But you still have your regular life going on. You still have to try to like maintain a balance in between like making money with whatever day job that you do have. Making sure that you still be social to your friends and your family. And making sure that you're able to also still focus on your competition, focus on your preparation, focus on your sleep, focus on your nutrition, focus on the exercises, and make sure that you're being as efficient as possible. Now I will say this, throughout all of my camps, this has probably been the least focused that I have been. So that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout this camp is just make sure your preparation is on point. Make sure it's very key. I'm sorry. Make sure it's just on point. Make sure that it's very just to the best of its ability to be. You want to make sure that you have everything that you can control. You know, in control basically. So whether that comes with your work schedule, scheduling your sleep, your relationships, make sure all of those things are in check as much as possible. You know that going throughout this camp, your objective is to go into the fight and of course win the fight. I don't think anybody's gonna put themselves through 6 to 8 weeks of hell just to get in the ring and lose. Just being completely transparent. My job to this community is to bring some realness, some transparency, and also, just, like I said, document my journey. But, be real with you guys. Nobody wants to lose. And throughout those L's, you do learn. You learn a lot. And I was able to like really learn that in this game, preparation is like key. Being an athlete, being a former athlete, preparation is gonna always be key to how you eat, to how you sleep, how you manage your relationships. I cannot stress that enough for any of you guys that is on this journey as an up and coming fighter. Just know, you got 8 weeks to train for this, just like your opponent. So if you're not mentally, spiritually, and physically preparing to fight this other human that's across the ring from you, you're only hurting yourself. And I think that me personally, just, this year has been like, super, super high pace with just the lifestyle that, that I'm creating for myself personally. I came from just a college graduate. I was working in my field as a personal trainer to getting out of my field, and I wanted to focus full time on fighting. So I'm still in the process of just creating a lifestyle for myself and having complete mental fortitude, resilience, and being able to focus on everything. It can be daunting a lot of the times. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing all the time, and like I said, there's no excuse. But that's just my experience and the lesson that I've learned through this is that I personally need to take my preparation 10 times as more serious as I thought I was, which is not a bad thing. I was making sure the nutrition was on point. I was making sure my mental game was on point. I was making sure my sleep was on point as much as possible. Of course, coaches, my team, we got the training down packed. But even still, I need to make sure those things are on point as well. So that's like one of my biggest takeaways. I felt like I could have prepared a lot better in terms of even how I cut weight towards the end, how I, you know, the nutrition side of everything, the training, making sure that my body was just like completely intact before I actually like got into the ring, and making sure my mind was in the right place before I got into the ring. Um, I believe that also, this is for like one of my other lessons. I'm not really keeping count of it, but my nerves just going into it. Um, just being transparent as a fighter, when you're in the back, it's like you hear stories of fighters speak on it, but your nerves are just going. Honestly, like I mean, you're anxious, you're excited, you could be scared. You got all these different kind of emotions like flurrying, and knowing how to channel those emotions, knowing how to channel those thoughts, and affirm to yourself that that you're gonna go out there and handle business and win. That is a big thing. That is a big thing, and I believe that um for my first time since I've started this career, that I let the nerves get to me. It was an East Coast Classic. There was a lot of competition out there. In some ways, maybe I thought I didn't prepare well enough, and I had a lot of those thoughts. Getting into the ring, and I feel like that. That definitely. I'm not gonna say I feel like that definitely did kind of hold me back, within the ring and just my performance. It wasn't a dog wash. Like I said, respect to my opponent. He didn't just go out there and just completely just clean me up and, and get me on up out of there. Like you can see my face. I don't know if you guys can see. I have a scratch. I took an elbow. I had like a little bit of discoloration on like the eye, but other than that, I mean, I'm still walking. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy happened. Um, so those are like two of the biggest lessons that I took away from this camp. Is this preparation and your mental game. How well is your mental game? Because this isn't just a sport where you can cut corners at. I'm not saying that sports you can cut corners at, but when you're in the ring, you're by yourself. So all the work that you've done is going to show, whether that's mentally, spiritually, physically. All of those things are gonna show once that bell rings. And if you didn't do the work, if you didn't, prepare like you should have, if you didn't make sure that you were thinking in the correct way, then you're gonna go out there and you're not gonna perform as great as you know you can. And everybody takes a loss. Nobody in this game is perfect. If you look at some of the greatest Muay Thai fighters, Sankshai, Boy Cow, to today's age, Super Leg, Rod Tang, uh, Rod Leg, Sam A, like all these Muay Thai fighters that we watch and that we see that's very exciting to us, they did not have perfect records. They took hella L's. They took hella losses. But it's the game of where you learn how to get better from those losses. You take those losses and see where you can improve from. And I've seen a lot of ways that I can improve, strength wise, being in the clinch, uh, my striking, my poise in the ring. Like, I'm still new at this, and I'm still just as excited as when I first started. And me personally, taking that first loss it was, you know, other than taking a loss, it was a great thing for me. I was able to see competition that I've never seen before, and I've gotten experience to where it's only going to make me better. And when I get back into training, when I get back into the next camp, I have more of a fire under me, and I'm completely motivated to actually like really get to it. I want to like change up things with my diet. It's time to experiment. Like I said, it's going to November. I have these 2 months off for the rest of the year, and when January 2025 comes around, we'll be right back into it. Finding promotions out in Florida. Probably looking at a few more classes that we can go to. Finding more tournaments. So it's competition all around the states, and me, I'm saying it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So that's just my real spill. Like I said, this is a raw recording, so I just wanted to get on here. I didn't want to try to like edit anything and try to put like super um super edits on this video. I just wanted to just give it to you guys real. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna get back to training next week. Once my body like kind of fully recovered, once my mental is there, and it's had its little break. My coach believes in taking breaks after a fight just to kind of give your mental a rest. And yeah, like it's time to work. So I want you guys on your journey to just embrace everything, embrace the wins, embrace the losses. You just know that like just none of that stuff really resonates with your identity as a fighter. I know in America, we're kind of programmed to try to be perfect and be undefeated, and but to the ones that know, you gonna get your ass handed to you some days, and that's just life in general. This fighting thing is just very very comparable to life. You get your ass handed to you sometimes, and it's how you learn from it, and it's how you adjust and move forward. So that's my spiel for today. I want you guys to just keep your training up, keep your mind right, keep your spirit right, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. But before I do go, if you do like this video, if you do have any questions, any comments, please leave them for me, so I can just give you guys as much value as possible. And if you guys are looking for better ways to perform and be a better athlete, please look out in the description below. I'll have my newsletter to where I give you guys advice on just how to be a better athlete, to where there's like nutrition game, the mental game, the spiritual game, and I'll give you guys just basically information on that. And we also do have some merch down below. So if you guys are interested in that, please click the links, subscribe, leave some likes and comments, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.